as I'm bound and begging for her father. Okay, now I remember why I downloaded this. And a vampire / werewolf hybrid? You get the best of both worlds. Okay, I'm in, but that sounds good. Does it not? Angry mass murder in the name of love? Bloody hands in the chest cavity? Download. Reality TV and werewolf romance? Twin brother. Hello book babes and baddies, and welcome back to Romance and Rosé, where we exclusively read romance and hardly ever drink rosé. Cheers. You know what's funny too is back in the OG days of Romance and Rosé, I'm talking like maybe the first 6 months to a year, I used to always try to have a glass of rosé in my videos because I'm like, it's on brand, it's on brand, it's on brand. But I never drank it because at the time I was still nursing my daughter, and I would always film videos during that like 11 a.m. nap time where her and my son was the only nap that they had simultaneously. Anytime you'd ever see me with a glass of rosé in one of my videos way back in the day, it was always like a prop. I never took a sip. Not that there's anything wrong with having like an afternoon glass of rosé if you want to, but I was just like never in the headspace for drink. I'm like, I have to be a mom. I have to do like, I don't even feel like the taste of it right now. And so I had this mason jar that had edible glitter and rosé. It was like the same rancid glass of rosé that I would just pour into a wine glass as my prop, and I would never take a sip, and it would just, that was my prop. Hilarious, but also kudos to my commitment to the bit. For today's video, I thought it would be kind of fun to go through the 17 books I have borrowed in Kindle Unlimited, because I feel like knowing what someone has in their Kindle is almost like looking in their underwear drawer. You know what I mean? Like, these are books that they hand-picked, that they hand-borrowed from the KU, that they intend on reading. It lets you know their tastes, their interests, and there are also some in here that I've had borrowed for so long that I have no idea what they're about anymore. So I thought we'd go through them one by one, maybe quickly read through the synopsis available, and see what's up. Okay, we're going to start from the bottom and go up. First one at the bottom is a book called Please Sir, book 1 in the Bluebell Bruiser series by Daisy Jane. Let's read recap. Wait, recap has spoilers? No, I don't want to read recap. How do I get to the synopsis? So I have to see in store, return to Kindle Unlimited, see in store. This is so different. I read a lot on my phone too. And a lot of times I'll download books into my Kindle from my phone. So then when I turn on my Kindle, they just automatically sync up. I hardly ever like browse Kindle Unlimited on my Kindle. Okay. Fleeing Bluebell is my chance at a clean break. With a new teaching job and a gig as a JV cheer coach, I'm excited to start over, but more importantly, moving puts distance between my toxic ex, gaslighting parents. Wait, I can read, I swear. Between my toxic, gaslighting parents and abusive ex. Was I expecting to meet a smoking hot cowboy who didn't hesitate to suck a splinter from my palm my first day in town? Definitely not. And of course, he's off limits. So imagine my surprise when I'm on my knees, wrists bound, his leather painting my skin with crimson welts, my voice weak and thin, desperately begging, "Please, sir," as my eyes roll back with euphoria. Then the door crashes wide open, and standing there slack-jawed is the only student I've formed a bond with since I moved here, staring at me like she's seen a ghost, and as I'm bound and begging for her father. Okay, now I remember why I downloaded this. Yeah. I wonder if she keeps her job afterwards. Oh my God. Yeah, that sounds juicy, does it not? You know what? Clearly, I was on a cowboy kick because the next one I have borrowed is called Bull Rush by Maggie Rodden. And I think I downloaded this because I think the book covers are beautiful. I think I added them all to my Amazon wish list just because I said, no, I love the vibes of these, and thought I should probably read at least the first one before I buy the whole series. Now my should-be ex-husband, Ramsey Stockton, the former pro football star turned felon and hero who left this town and me behind years ago, is at my door offering me a deal with the devil. If I let him stay and play his wife again for 90 days, he'll give me a quiet divorce and his family ranch, the one my inn is on. When I scoff at the idea, he offers $1 million bonus to help my business float through this rough patch, but only if I'm his. Then he'll walk away and I can walk down the aisle with my fiance, or I can say no and watch everything I've worked so hard for fall apart. There's only one answer I can afford to give him, but he knows everything about me, every hurt, every secret, and every single weakness I have, including him. While Ramsey might want me, his brothers want him back in the family business. If there's one universal truth in this town, it's that Stockton men stop at nothing to get what they want. You know what? That sounds like something, depending on the narrators, I might do the audiobook for. But just based off of the synopsis, I am much more interested in Please Sir as a cowboy romance. But I do really like a second chance sort of marriage in trouble trope. Except for, it sounds like this girl fully thought they were divorced. He abandoned her. So is it really a marriage in trouble? It sounds like you're just a fucking idiot. And now you're using money and power to manipulate your girl back into your life, which I'm not against. I'm not. Okay, these next two, we have My Dark Fairy Tale and My Dark Ever After by Gianna Darling, who I love and am obsessed with. I've actually already read My Dark Fairy Tale, but I still have it downloaded, and My Dark Ever After is sitting here, and these have the free whisper synced audios, which is really awesome, which means as soon as you borrow the book into your Kindle Unlimited, you can listen to the audio for free alongside it, as long as I think you at least have an email signed up with Audible. These are in fact a duet, so book one left on a cliffhanger, and I think that's why I kept it borrowed, because I wanted to maybe brush up on where the cliffhanger left us off before I started book two, but I just haven't gotten around to it, you know? I will read you guys the synopsis for book one, but not for book two, in case there are any spoilers and you guys just want to dive into the series based off of book one. When a mysterious man rescues her from near death, a young woman finds herself in the throes of dark and dangerous storybook romance where pleasure reigns but happy endings are no guarantee. Guinevere. For all my life, Italy has called to me just as strongly as my father forbade me to go, but now I'm making my own way, spending a summer in his homeland before I accept the life my parents have planned for me. All those plans come to a screaming halt the moment I meet him. Raphael Romano. Raphael, everyone knows me as the capo dei capi of the Camorra, a notorious mafioso in northern Italy, but she makes me remember who I used to be before I became the monster. For her, I could be so much more, but she can never know the truth about who I am. She's falling in love with me, but if she discovers the truth about what that monster is capable of, about the things I've done, she'd never believe in happily ever after again. Gianna is just fantastic. Okay, these next two, I clearly shifted from like cowboys to vampires. Just One Bite by S.L. Coakley. Oh, wait, stop. No, this one's werewolf. That's why I downloaded it. Because truly, at my core, vampires are fun, they're cute, but I'm a werewolf girly at heart. Doxlafia? Okay, University is home to the most elite vampire and werewolf communities. Okay, vampires are there. And Olivia Osborne, an ambitious human ballerina, has come to the university with her sisters. There's just one problem. They aren't in the blood donation program, and their sweet blood puts a target on their backs. Insert Parker Owens, one of the most sought-after men on campus, and a vampire/werewolf hybrid? Get the best. Stop. His solution, convincing her to fake date him to satisfy his pack and give her and her sister the protection they need. Okay, I'm in. After ensuring her and her sister are safe, Olivia gets to focus on her own desires, but that's hard when Parker keeps making an appearance in her dreams, and both of them have an unexplained attraction to each other. Oh my God. Is the relationship really fake if they can't keep their hands off of each other, even when they're alone? Just One Bite is a new adult paranormal romance and the first in a series of interconnected standalones set in a new world where werewolves, vampires, and humans coexist peacefully. No, I'm in. I'm in. I downloaded this for a reason and I knew it. Okay, here's the problem. I clearly have good taste and I downloaded these because they sounded good, or I wouldn't have, right? And now I'm rereading these and now I'm getting overwhelmed by choices and I won't know which one to start or read next. And honestly, there are other books that I do have to read before I pick something that I just like want to read for me. So honestly, I did this to myself. Sweet torture. But that sounds good. Does it not? This next one. I remember I downloaded this because someone said, are you looking for a vampire romance where the hero has like Lestat vibes, where he's like sarcastic and arrogant and has like charisma? And I said, you know what? Yeah, I kind of do. Until the Heart Stops, a forbidden vampire romance by Gillian Eliza West. In the city of Oylen, Oylen, Oylen? Island? I'm sorry, don't come for me. In the city of Oylen, a vampire contingent called the Covenant has ruled for centuries. Their strictest law, no vampire can drink from a living source. This ban on blood drinking created the Suititarian and the black market blood dens that have now run for centuries to give vampires a taste of what they crave most. Lilith Syria has run one such business. Her life is constant competition with the other dens, the rules of the Covenant, and the danger her inherited profession poses. But when she catches the eye of a powerful immortal and anonymous gifts arrive, she'll find there's something more perilous than running an illegal blood den. Thrust into the ancient world of vampires, Lilith realizes that the nighttime immortals have been keeping dangerous secrets. The only hope she can keep is that the Covenant can be destroyed and that Lilith and her immortal can finally be together. That is, if she can make it out alive. The stakes are high, and I'm here for it. I am. I will say, though, I think I downloaded that without reading the synopsis, and it was strictly based off of an Instagram reel where the author was promoting, like, the tropes and the vibes. So I think I would dive into that more trusting the vibes than really feeling hooked by that synopsis, if you will. Because I think what sold me was like the promised attitude of the hero, and you really don't get any of that from the synopsis, if that makes sense. Okay, this next one, I think I was also sold on because of like a TikTok. It's a fantasy romance called Runebreaker by Mila Finch. I remember being really excited at the idea of this one. Ailey can break runes with her bare hands. Magic and Fae built their entire world on. They hate her for it, fear her for it, and when she's caught, they sentence her to die. Desperate to survive, she shatters the rune, enslaving Karios, a devastatingly handsome Fae executioner with a blood-soaked past. Big mistake. Karios slaughters the court and drags Ailey to his breathtaking realm, a kingdom of towering forests and shimmering mists. Bound to the ruthless king she freed, Ailey must navigate deadly Fae politics, master her forbidden power, and resist the Fae who sees her as his greatest weapon and darkest obsession. Runebreaker is a steamy, fast-paced romantasy with forced proximity. He falls first tension, a captive-captor dynamic, perfect for adult fans. What I remember about this video that like hooked me so much was that Karios, who was enslaved under this rune, he never had a choice. He just had to kill whoever was like controlling the rune, told him to. And in his head, he didn't want to kill this girl. He's like, oh my gosh, like immediately he loved her. Or if he didn't love her, he was like immediately obsessed with her. And so he was like being forced to do something he didn't want to do. And as soon as she broke it, he was like, oh, fuck yeah, y'all motherfuckers gotta die. And I said, yeah, angry mass murder in the name of love? I'm here for it. I'm I'm here for it. No, that sounds so good. Oh my God, this next one I downloaded based off of a spicy art image on Instagram. 100%. So for all of you authors who think like social media is so hard and like I feel like I'm doing these 2 full-time jobs and it doesn't really work. No, there are at least 5 of these books in my Kindle that I have downloaded because of online marketing. It's working. You're doing great. Keep it up, queen. No Way Out by Santana Knox. This is a best-selling Halloween horror romance, okay? And honestly, we do not get a lot of information. The synopsis is, there's no way out of the maze. There's no way out. A student, a professor, a scarecrow, and one dangerously lusty Halloween night in a small Ohio town. The tropes: student professor, Halloween night, masked scarecrows, black cat FMC, soda can comparison, corn maze chase scenes. And the disclaimer is, this book is vile and perverse and full of terrible, awful things. Checked content before starting. This book ends in a happy for now conclusion, but can be read as book 1 of the Darkling Beloved series. The scene I saw depicted on Instagram, don't judge me for this being what lured me. There was just something about it. It hit me, right vibes, right time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But this girl was in a corn maze and she was getting it from the back while she was leaning over a corpse with her bloody hands in the chest cavity. And I said, that looks fun. Download. This next one I was 100% convinced to download based off of Mariana Reed's recommendation, okay? Because the cover is very simple, very unassuming, and honestly, no shade to the author, I would just like brush past and never think about picking up if I was at a bookstore. But her reviews of it, I said, oh no, that's something I would eat the fuck up. It's called Close to You by Nissa Renzo, and it is described as an epic and emotional coming-of-age romance. One of my faves. And for how Mariana described this, the themes seemed surprisingly dark for what the cover's expectations set. Milo can't speak. Her father took her voice before she ever had the chance to use it, leaving her trapped in silence and haunted by memories no one should ever endure. Every day is a reminder of what was taken from her, and every moment is a quiet battle to survive the shadows of her past. When she arrives at a new foster home, Milo expects nothing, just another place where she doesn't belong and isn't loved. But then she meets Ashby, her new foster brother, who has lived through his own hell. Somehow he sees her, and without words or judgment, he understands her in a way no one else ever has. Growing up together, their bond deepens into something unbreakable. Ashby becomes her protector and the one constant in her life. They spend years leaning on each other, but childhood doesn't last forever, and that closeness starts to shift into something more complicated and intense. As they grow older, the world gets crueler. The bullying Milo has endured her whole life never lets up. It only becomes heavier. At the same time, the pressure on Ashby keeps building as school and swimming demands more of him. Milo has to decide how much of herself she can risk in a world that has never treated her gently, while Ashby has to choose what he's willing to sacrifice to reach his goals. But after everything, they know one truth. No matter what it costs, they will always choose each other. Oh my God. No, I'm saving that one for a rainy day. Yeah, that one's gonna destroy me and I'm gonna love every fucking minute of it. Okay, this one I downloaded on release day because CR Jane is my girl. The Wrong Catch. Book 3 in the Wrong Player series, okay? All of her fucking wrong books and all of her wrong player books. I wouldn't say they're interconnected, but this is kind of like a spin-off series. The characters are kind of interwoven and they're just so good. And in this stalker romance, she is the stalker and we support that. We do. We love a crazy queen. I was his stalker. He was my religion. And somewhere in between the lies and worship, we fell in love. Okay, love that for you. Everyone warned me that love could ruin you. They just never said it would feel this good while it burned. Matty Alder is the University of Tennessee's golden boy, star tight end, campus legend, the kind of man every girl writes their names next to in notebooks. I should know, mine's filled with his. I used to watch him from my car, follow his schedule, trace his smile like it was a prayer. He was the reason I chose this school, the reason I started breathing again. And then one day, he looked up and saw me. Now, he's caught me. Now, he says he loves me too. He was never supposed to know my secret, but love like ours doesn't play fair. It devours, it traps, it destroys, and maybe that's what we both wanted all along. Because maybe I was never the wrong choice. Maybe I was his only one. Okay. I just know I'm gonna love that one. CRJ, like, she just never misses for me. This next one, I also remember I downloaded because of a TikTok video, but I don't remember anything about what drew me to it. It's called The Aspect of Essence by Samantha Amstutz. It's a dark fantasy romance. Scorching slow burns, weaponized banter, feral tension, morally great elves, faded bonds, and ruinous magic. She was never meant to rule. A half-bred princess ripped from her throne and forced into a brutal military academy where a shadow-wielding commander targets her the moment she arrives. He was never meant to survive, a villain harboring secrets of the realm forgotten magic, willing to raise kingdoms to save his own. 1,000 years ago, elves colonized humans, reducing them to labor and breeding stock. Now, elven magic is failing and their bloodlines sterile, their legacy unraveling. Half-breeds were told they were powerless. They were lied to. They were bred for magic and war. After her 25th birthday, Serena is conscripted to the military academy where half-breeds like her are forged into weapons. Her survival depends on awakening her magic and resisting the relentless pull towards Prince Viserin, the commander who claims her training as his personal project. Jason, sent to tutor her, was never meant to choose his own fate. His bloodline is currency, his body collateral. He fights to protect Serena from the prince's influence, but his own leash shortens, and the path he takes may destroy more than himself. Now I want to try to go back and find the video that hooked me, because based off of that synopsis, I don't know if that's something I would have downloaded. You know? Not that it doesn't sound good, but so far that's like lowest on the totem pole of any of these books that I would read. You know, it doesn't leave me feeling excited with butterflies in my stomach, you know? I'm not saying I think this will be bad. I'm just saying based off of that, I feel neutral. Oh my God. Okay, this next one, super exciting. Accidentally on Purpose by Shelby Michael, who is one of my very good friends. This is her debut novel. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her for this. And as soon as I get a moment, this is the one I will be starting because I gotta support my girl. She is so fun. She is so funny. I have no doubt that her natural, organic banter and humor and brains are gonna like translate into this so well. Oh my God, I'm just so proud. Kate Crawford has rules. Number 1, never mix feelings with a one-night stand. So when a mysterious dating app matches her with someone staying at the same hotel, she agrees to do a little anonymous online fun. No names, no expectations, just chemistry. But before Kate ever meets her anonymous match, she runs into a stranger in the hotel bar, Alexander Darling, a powerful CEO who is infuriatingly controlled and somehow at the center of every ridiculous mishap that follows. One drink turns into one chaotic night of explosive, unforgettable chemistry. The kind of night you swear will stay in Denver. Until Kate walks into a meeting in New York and comes face to face with a one-night stand she never expected to see again. There's just one problem. Alex remembers everything, and the more time they spend together, the harder it becomes to pretend their night together meant nothing, because some connections refuse to stay in the past, and some accidents happened on purpose. My girl! This is gonna be so fun, and I am so excited. Okay, this next one, The Luna Trials, Mating Season Book 1 by Heather K. Carson. I'm already like 30% into, but I've like paused it. I read the first 30% maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I had other things that I just needed to read first, so I paused. But that first 30%, I'm really liking. And another reason I paused was because I discovered it wasn't a standalone in an interconnected series. It was like ongoing. It was going to be cliffhanger, find out what happens in the next book too, and that whole thing. So I said, oh, this is a larger commitment than I thought, and I want to wait till I have the time to commit to figuring out what happens next and next and next. She wants to escape. He's there to win. Neither is looking for love, but sparks fly as their fates collide on the popular wolf shifter dating show, Mating Season. Aspen. I'm the lowest rank of wolf from a pack that only exists to guard the shifter prison in our territory. But I've been planning my escape for years. I just have to make it through one more heat, and I'm done with this pack and the alpha holes that run it. Everything changes when my pack gets an invitation to the Mating Season, the reality show where alphas and lunas from around the country meet to pick their chosen mates. And my alpha is sending me. I'm forced into a dangerous world where TV producers dictate the rules, and if that wasn't crazy enough, a powerful and sinfully handsome alpha has his sights set on me, making me a target for the elite shifters from other packs. I never wanted to pick a chosen mate or settle down as some alpha's bride. I wanted freedom, but now I have to act the part the viewers expect if I have any hope of surviving this year's mating season. Ranger. The unmated alphas may be on the show to find a match, but I came here for one reason, and it wasn't her. When she walked into the wolf den wearing an oversized puffy sweater and blinking those big brown eyes, my beast immediately stakes his claim. I'm here to play the alpha games, but I intend to win so much more. I know what she is to me. She knows it too, even if she denies the pull. Aspen is mine. It's just like everything I love. I also think when I downloaded this, I was deep in like the Love is Blind and Age of Attraction hole and said, reality TV and werewolf romance? Sign me the fuck up. This next download will make perfect sense for those of you who know me really well. It's called Step Kink by Danny Wyatt. A forbidden, morally gray hero step-uncle spicy romance, okay? It's a novella, less than 130 pages, and I love a taboo spicy novella. He has the face of my father. But his hands are all his. Rye McAllister is my dad's twin brother. He took me to my first thrift store, named a bonsai tree after me, and was always there at Sunday brunch. Now dad's in rehab, mom's a mess, I have a tryout of a lifetime coming up, and Rye's sleeping down the hall as my stand-in father figure. And I'm not okay. Girl, I am not okay for reading this. But here we are. When my friends drag me to a bachelorette weekend, I'm expecting chocolate dildos and too much tequila, not a private kink club for truth or dare night. And because God hates me specifically, guess who's there? Uncle Rye. Things go from awkward to holy shit when he slaps a collar on my neck and takes all my dares for himself. Okay. So what do? I bolt because I'm the you bolt girl. Okay. So what do? I bolt because I'm the good girl that holds the family together by being, well, perfect. The McAllister clan is coming apart, but will love be enough to put the pieces back together? This novella is gonna have me in a fucking chokehold. I am unwell thinking about that. That's gonna be so good. Okay, this next one is still technically in my Kindle, but I finished it just this morning. Pieces of the Night by Jennifer Hartman. So good. I'm not gonna read you guys the synopsis for this because a couple weeks ago when I received this in book mail, I did read the entire synopsis in another video over on my page, so you can go and check that out. But Jennifer Hartman is another author who can like do no wrong. She can't write a bad book. It's like not in her blood. Our final two. This one I downloaded recently. Love Me, Stalk Me by Laura Bishop. And I remember just reading this synopsis had me like kicking my little feet, okay? It says, for fans of Lights Out and You, the TV show, comes a dark rom-com debut about a woman who confides her fantasies to an AI boyfriend app, unaware she's really talking to her hot, tattooed coworker who hacked her phone. Delicious. When overworked department store manager Izzy Russo downloads an AI boyfriend app to fill the emotional void left by her inattentive real one, she thinks she's just venting to a harmless chatbot named Caleb. In reality, she's been pouring her deepest, dirtiest fantasies into the ears of Callahan Knight, her store's brooding new head of security. Because Cal, he's been listening. The moment he saw Izzy, he knew she was his. Did he hack her phone? Absolutely. But who could blame him? A woman like Izzy deserves to be cherished by someone who truly knows her worth, and he'll do anything to be that man. So when Izzy finally sees her boyfriend for who he really is, the danger she's unknowingly caught up in, Cal is ready to protect her, no matter the cost, even if it means revealing the truth. She might not have meant to build the perfect man, but he's here now, and he's never letting her go. Come on. Don't lie to yourself and say that doesn't sound really good. And last but not least is another book that I have heard really good things about online, and it is Please Don't Go by E. Salvador. Does it feel weird for you guys that most of this video we don't have eye contact? Is it weird that I'm looking down reading this whole time? I'm sorry. I have never read the synopsis of this. I have no idea what this book is about. I just saw the cover and said, oh yeah, everyone's been talking about how good this book is. Download. He felt like he was drowning. She was about to drown. Josephine Resendez is struggling to figure out her life. Between her complicated relationship with grief and not having a single clue how to feel when she can't understand, she's sinking and isn't sure how to float back up to the surface. Daniel Garcia, shortstop, a budding ray of sunshine and potential first-round pick for the MLB draft. He has life figured out. At least that's what everyone assumes. On the surface, he's the embodiment of happiness and life, but beneath it all, guilt and grief have been consuming him since his brother passed away. Unsure how to deal with his feelings, he bottles them up and masks the pain of haunting reminders behind a mask of smiles. That's until he stumbles upon Josephine on Christmas Day. That wasn't supposed to happen. He wasn't supposed to be there, but neither was she. At least not for long. The night evolves into something neither one of them expected, and when morning comes, she's nowhere to be found. He can't stop thinking about her. She wants to forget him, but fate seems to have plans for them. Once the semester begins, they find out they have a class together, and avoiding Daniel becomes hard when they're paired to be hiking buddies, much to Josephine's chagrin. She likes him more than she cares to admit, and Daniel is struggling to keep everything he's bottled up around her. Hesitantly and unknowingly, they're opening up old wounds they want to keep closed, feeling grounded around each other, and unintentionally falling in love. Whew, that was a lot of synopsi? Words? All I know is that if you made it this far, I love you. You're a real one. Let me know in the comments, out of all 17 of those, which one sounds best to you? Which one would you start first? Because I'm serious, all this video confirmed for me is that I just have really good taste. I have really good taste. And I actually get into this hole sometimes where I have so many good books downloaded into my Kindle that I get overwhelmed with my choices, and then I start picking things to read next that are not on my Kindle. I'll just like see something random and I'll start it right away when I have this list of banger after banger after banger just like sitting waiting to be consumed. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little notification bell so that you don't miss out on 5 p.m. Fridays with me, Cassandra, Romance and Rose. I love you. Mwah! See you next week, and happy reading.